Whoa, look at that wind. Look at that wind, guys. Here comes round two. All right, I think I'm in the core right now. Woo! Yeah, we got a pretty severe storm right now. No hail, but very strong winds and heavy rain. Woo! I'm checking the radar right now. Hello. Oh man, I am so afraid. Mm. Oh no, sorry. I am so sorry. I accidentally hit. That was because of the water on the phone. No, 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 no. You did nothing wrong. Uh, Nicole, Gary, you did nothing wrong. That was by accident. It was because of the wind, the water getting on the screen. I was trying to wipe down the phone and I accidentally hit one of y'all on the channel. That was totally by accident. Look at that. Yeah, Eastern Staten Island got some big hail today. I don't know how big. I'm gonna see if there's any reports, but probably nickel size, maybe quarter size hail. No hail with this. Just strong, very strong winds. Wind at about 50 to 60. So far, no down trees. But there's quite a bit of leaves on the ground. Right now, I'm getting heavy rain and some gusty winds. Definitely below severe limits now, but the winds earlier were definitely severe. They were about 50 to 60. There were definitely some gusts of 50 to 60 miles an hour. They were roaring through the power line, so they were definitely very strong winds. I'm in Staten Island. I'm in Mariners Harbor right now. Um, yeah, and my feet are soaked through and through, just soaked. Oh my God, shit. All right, I'm good. Uh, yeah, I'm completely soaked now. Finally, nice and cool outside. No more heat. Finally. Whoa. The cell that I was live streaming earlier had some big hail. I was saying it was going to have big hail before it even did, because I saw how it was developing. I knew it was going to have big hail. Woo! You might want to wait this out. Huh? Uh, you don't want to get more wet. Yes, definitely. It's gonna be over in like 5 minutes, 5, 10 minutes. Oh, 10 minutes actually. Yeah, 10 minutes. Very hot. That's why we're getting the storms. Eastern Staten Island had a different storm. It had big hail. Yeah, there was large hail today. Staten Island and parts of Brooklyn. Yeah. You're from Chicago? It hailed a lot. I was. I saw big hail when I was in Texas last year. Uh, Baseball. Baseball. I wasn't falling when I got there. It was already on the ground. The storm passed by and passed through an hour ago when I got there. It was in Weatherford, Texas. Yeah. Is that your truck? Oh, yeah. Rain's getting even worse now. A little bit of flooding, not much, but there is some flooding right there on the corner of Walker and Simonson Avenue. There's some minor flooding. Nothing crazy, but there is some minor flooding right there. Right there, there's some minor flooding. Uh, about several inches of fast moving water. Thankfully, the rain should be ending soon. Yeah. But there's a little bit of flooding. So, first, we had damaging winds of about 50 to 60 miles an hour. And now we're having some minor street flooding right there. Um, so, yeah, typical urban and small stream flooding. Yeah, urban and small stream flooding. Poor drainage flooding, like right there and over there, just a little bit. See right there. See the car pounds through the water, but it's only several inches, so it's nothing severe. Nothing to indicate like severe flooding, but yeah. And the rain is just tapered off to like light showers right now. So now the light rain's lighter. Still, the sky does look pretty intense. And considering this was a semi squall line, there's usually more lightning behind the squall than ahead of it. The winds that were in ahead of it were very, very bad. Like they were 60 miles an hour easily. There was even some sightings were ripping off one of the houses. So I took a video of it to send it to the NWS. Yeah, you can hear the thunder. But the worst is over. The rain stopped, the winds calmed down, the winds are still, I would say 5 to 10, maybe 15. But they're still blowing a little bit, but they're much lighter now. Now the main threat is lightning. Yeah. A lot of lightning usually on the backside of these type of storms. And now it's going to be Queens that's getting the worst of it. Queens is probably going to get some very heavy rain, strong winds, maybe some hail if any cores develop. But the main threat's going to be strong winds with this activity. Yeah, those winds were very, very strong, 50 to 60. And to be honest with you, I didn't expect the winds to be that strong, that far in ahead of the storm. I thought the worst of the winds were going to be in the storm itself, but they were well ahead of the shelf cloud, well ahead. Like these winds were well. This storm really has gusted itself out. Because I was getting 50, 60-mile-an-hour winds before the first drop of rain came down. Even though there was a hailstorm just a few miles to my southeast, 15 minutes earlier, this is indicative of some pretty dry air aloft. So yeah, the rain stopped. It's just a light drizzle now, but there's a lot of thunder and lightning, and there's some clearing over there. I don't know if you can see it. Let me just zoom in. Yeah, there's some clearing. But yeah, this was a pretty good thunderstorm. Very severe. I would say out of a 10, this is about a 5 or a 6. And the reason I'm giving such a high tier is the wind. The wind came in well before the precip. This was a derecho type. This is the type of winds you get when a derecho is developing. You would normally get a strong gust of wind well in ahead of the storm. But let me be clear. This is not a derecho. This is not a long duration wind event. Because while the storm was well dusted out, you had strong winds well in ahead of the precip, like in a derecho, this is not a long duration wind event. It's just the environment was conducive for derechos, and that's why you had a derecho type wind event. Basically high humidity, high heat, high cape, but the dew points the separation of the dew points were kind of high. So while it was in the 90s, your dew points were in the 60s, and that also the higher bases, which means the storms can gust out easier. But also because of high cape, there was also a potential for hail, which is why that storm, there was a storm earlier about an hour ago, that was just southeast of me, produced hail. It was the reflectivities were pretty high. So to check hail reports, I will check hail reports. I do not expect any because I think the worst of it was over the open water stuff was between when it was over the Verrazano Narrows. So I think that's when the worst